The CEO of Brad Gunninghouse predicted that Bitcoin would reach $200,000 by the end of the year, and that XRP would surpass it at $654 trillion, which would start to flow into the XRP ledger in days. Forbes has confirmed that 4,000 financial institutions have formally announced that they will use XRP by the end of 2025, which could cause its price to soar to over $59,472 within the next 6 to 8 months, and possibly even over $100,000, and it's very obvious, really. As of this now, the price of Bitcoin is $107,000. Naturally, the price of one Bitcoin was about $120,000 just a few weeks ago. This emphasizes why it is imperative that you have at least 10 XRP by the end of 2025. It is the most crucial action you will ever take since it has the potential to instantly turn you into a multimillionaire. The actual amount of XRP you require is just 10. There are people with millions of XRP, people with hundreds of thousands, people with tens of thousands, people with just thousands, and people with nothing. And those men will be the ones who lose out the most, because all it takes to potentially create generational riches is 10 XRP. Additionally, we've teamed up with Apple, the biggest XRP exchange, to give you guys access to XRP for absolutely nothing. To complete a transaction, simply like the video, subscribe to the channel, complete your post notifications, and share it. After that, you may join up for an Apple account using the link I provided in the description. Any sum can now be used in the transaction. 1 penny, $1, $10, or any other amount you choose can be used, but as long as you set up and complete a transaction, which takes 5 minutes overall, you will receive up to $100 in free money, which you can use to purchase XRP. This implies that you will not only have the opportunity to purchase a substantial quantity of XRP, but you will also be able to do it without spending any money at all. All it takes is 5 minutes of your time, and you will literally receive the money. Therefore, you won't receive 10 XRP. Instead, you will receive 50 or 100 XRP, which you can then save for the future and for your children to accumulate riches for future generations. Given that Brad Garlinghouse himself claimed that Swift 14% of the volume day transactions, or more than $1.4 trillion, would actually inflow into the XRP price, these 5 minutes of your time could literally earn you millions of dollars in the next 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. In only 5 years. And although it may sound absurd, XRP's true value is far more than its present price of $2.18, even though it enabled a volume of over $1.53 billion. Considering the big picture, supply shock might occur at any time since, in addition to Swift's $1.5 trillion, all of the institutions vying for a piece of the XRP ledger will also contribute trillions. By the end of 2025, more than 4,000 financial institutions have declared their intention to utilize XRP. Furthermore, the ecology as a whole depends on these institutions. In other words, Google and several other sources have verified that JP Morgan has formally accepted XRP for credit card and mortgage payments. Wells Fargo authorized XRP payments for loan and credit card balances. Confirmed once more. According to a Wall Street executive, selling XRP is similar to selling Apple stock in its early stages. This comes after Ripple entered into another significant agreement with the Bank of International Settlements, or BIS, to help with payments totaling more than $14.5 trillion through the World Derivatives Market Association. Even more absurdly, it extends beyond institutions to the level of international country reserves. James, the Ripple official in charge of cross-border payment integration, revealed that more than 30 nations have declared their intention to create a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, on the XRP ledger, potentially within the next few months. He also emphasized that they are in talks with many more. It's live, guys, and this is a clip that you may or may not have heard, but this is the report. I will only briefly review this. He makes it very evident that you should look at the figures here, but you will be listening to this carefully in a moment. They will appear immediately. 5 nations have formally started the process and are nearly finished constructing a CBDC based on the XRP ledger. They are going to begin integrating a CBDC on the XRP ledger, and you have 5 that have been approved for integration. Additionally, 20 more people actually contacted Ripple to inform them that we want to use the XRP ledger as the foundation for a CBDC. This is enormous. We are discussing 15.38% of the world's nations. Once more, you are discussing 30 countries. Russia, the United Arab Emirates, Japan, and several other nations are included in this group. Guys, read this report from Ripple about CBDCs on the XRP ledger and how cryptocurrency means business. The Republic of Palau is yours. Montenegro and Russia are yours. New Zealand, Japan, Hong Kong, Uruguay, and the United Arab Emirates, or UAE. Additionally, there are likely a number of other nations on the list that have not yet been revealed to the public so that people like us are aware of them. The real deal, however, and the subject of our investigation, is that one of the biggest institutions is contributing more than $650 trillion to the ex-European ledger. Indeed, RealFi is using its native token, the actual token based on the XRPL, to unlock $654.39 trillion onto the XRP ledger. We will discuss this in more detail soon, but $10 million per XRP caught my eye. This is the price of XRP that we are considering, or at least $1 million per XRP, with 10 XRP equaling $10 million. eCine reported this, and it was published in 2022. Additionally, it states that 10 XRP will eventually be worth $10 million. He responded by emphasizing that XRP, the first multi-million-dollar token, was being tested by Bitcoin. Additionally, 10 XRP will eventually be worth $10 million. Be the bank before the bank goes online. Don't be foolish. Is Smitty? What was the commonality between them? The allusion to XRP then. And Bitcoin is the main focus. East Minnie and Brad Gerlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, have brought attention to the similarity between XRP and Bitcoin, stating that while Bitcoin will hit 200,000, XRP will surpass it. Forbes has drawn attention to the fact that XRP is intended for $10,000 and needs to be scalable to support 7.5 billion users. Actually, that was XRP co-founder Arthur Britta, but Forbes claimed, I believe in one of their removed articles, that XRP is the new Bitcoin and that it will reach $59,472 or something similar. Thus, the figures are entirely related to the price of XRP, which is expected to overtake Bitcoin. At this point, things start to become serious and XRP takes a whole new level. Imply thousands of dollars in an instant due to a single straightforward incident that caused a supply shock. And since this is a short-term situation, this is where wealth will be created. We're not talking about years, but rather days or weeks when the introduction of $650 or trillion will start to come in. The Real Tint coin, which is based on the XRP ledger, will be used for all of this. So let's be clear about this. As early as the next 2 to 3 weeks, the RealFi institution will be onboarding $654 trillion in real-world and West Bay market assets onto the XRP ledger. Additionally, the RealFi team has revealed that they are nearing the completion of onboarding a significant institutional collaboration that will enable millions of dollars in transactions within the RealFi ecosystem and in the active use of the Real token. The absurd thing is that the Real token is based on the XRP ledger once more. Thus, any transaction that goes through Real token must go through both XRP and the XRP ledger.